Hanamachi. Hanamachi is a Japanese geisha district. The word's literal meaning is flower town. Such districts contain various okiya, geisha houses, and ochaya, tea houses. Historically, Hanamachi typically contained a number of okiya and ochaya, along with a kaburenjō. The kaburenjō was a meeting place for geisha, usually with a theater, rooms where geisha classes can be held, and the kenban offices, which dealt with geisha's pay, regulation and similar matters. Gion, a district in Kyoto, also has a vocational school, called Nyokoba. Many of the teachers there are designated as living national treasures. The onsen geisha communities of onsen, hot spring resort, towns are not considered Hanamachi, and not listed below. Yukaku, Hanamachi were preceded by and should not be confused with traditional courtesan prostitution. Districts known as Yukaku, Pleasure Quarter, Red Light District. These were three districts, established in the early 1600s in Kyoto, Osaka, and Edo, now Tokyo, respectively. Shimabara for Kyoto, 1640. Shinmachi for Osaka, 1624 to 1644. And Yoshiwara for Edo, 1617. The workers in these districts were known as Yujo, of which the highest ranked were oirin, and rather than the ochaya and okiya of geisha. These featured ageya as entertainment venues. Geisha developed about a century later, in the mid-1700s, often in courtesan districts, and thus these districts developed into Hanamachi. All three districts are now defunct, both as courtesan districts and geisha districts, though some tourist-oriented establishments are preserved in Shimabara, Kyoto, and some conventional sex work establishments continue to exist in Yoshiwara, Tokyo. Kyoto Hanamachi. There are currently 5 active Hanamachi in Kyoto. In Kyoto these are generally referred to as kagai instead of Hanamachi, sometimes referred to as go-kagai. 5 Hanamachi. There were previously 6, but Shimabara is now defunct, remaining as a tourist attraction. Gion, separated as Gion Kobu and Gion Higashi. Miyagawa-cho, Kamushichikan, Ponto-cho, defunct. Shimabara, also previous courtesans district. Only one in Kyoto, one of 3 in Japan. These are primarily clustered around the Kamo River, from Sanjo Street, 3rd Street, to Gojo Street, 5th Street, particularly around Shito Street. 4 of the 5 districts are in this area. Kamushichikan is separated from the others, being far to the northwest, while the defunct district of Shimabara is also located to the west. Narrowly speaking, districts are centered around the respective rehearsal halls. Kaburenjō, lit. Singing and dancing training space, equals traditions equals. Each district has a distinctive crest, kamon, which appears on geishas' kimonos, as well as on lanterns. List of crests. A summer tradition around the time of the Gion festival among Kyoto Hanamachis is to distribute personalized ochiwa, flat fans, to favored patrons and stores. The maiko and geiko, the dialectal word for geisha in Kyoto and Kanazawa, in general, refers to geisha from Western Japan. Frequent. These feature a crest of the geisha house on the front, and the geiko's name on the back. House name, then personal name. These are produced by Komaru Yasumi. Sumi, family name, small circle house, and the product name is Kyomaru Uchiwa. Kyoto Round Uchiwa. Establishments in Hanamachis that have many geiko clients often accumulate many of these fans, and proudly display them as a sign of quality. All the Kyoto Hanamachi stage public dances annually, or odori, generally written in traditional kana spelling as rather than modern, featuring both Maiko and Geiko. These also feature an optional tea ceremony, tea and wagashi served by Maiko, before the performance. These are performed for several weeks, mostly in the spring, for Hanamachi hold them in the spring. 1. Gion Higashi holds their show in the autumn. Different districts started public performances in different years. The oldest are Gion Kobu and Pontacho, whose performances started at the Kyoto exhibition of 1872, while others, Kamushichikan, Miyagi-Wacho, started performing in the 1950s. There are many performances, with tickets being inexpensive, ranging from around 1,500 yen to 4,500 yen. The best known is Miyako Odorai, by Gion Kobu, which is one of the two oldest and has the most performances. The dances, name of performance and explanation, are as follows, listed in order of performance through the year. Katano Odorai, name of area, see Katano Tenmingu. Kamushichikan, since 1953, spring, varying dates, currently last week of March and first week of April. Miyako Odorai, capital, Gion Kobu, since 1872, all of April. Kyo Odorai, Kyo, 2, capital, Miyagi-Wacho, since the 1950s, first 2 weeks of April. Kamogawa Odorai, Kamo River, Pontocho, since 1872, most of May. Gion Odorai, Gion Higashi, early November. There was also previously, Aoyagi Odorai, Green Willow, Willow in Leaf, Shimabara, from 1873 to 1880, ceased in 1881. There is also a combined show of all 5 districts, which is called 5 Geisha District Combined Public Performance, Gokagai Godo Koen, or more formally, Kyoto's 5 Geisha Districts Combined Traditional Theatre Special Public Performance. Kyoto Gokagai Godo Dento Gai no Tokubetsu Koen. This takes place during the daytime on 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, on a weekend in late June. Typically last a second to last weekend, at a large venue, and tickets are significantly more expensive than those for individual districts. Connected with this event, in the evening on these 2 days there are evening performances with kaiseki meals, either a combined event, or separate ones per district. This is known as the 5 Geisha Districts Evening Gokagai no Yube, and is quite expensive, as is usual for kaiseki, and very limited availability. This has been held since 1994. Tokyo Hanamachi, Shinbashi, Akasaka, Asakusa, Yoshicho, Kagurazaka, Mukojima, Omori Kaigan, Hanamachi near Tokyo, Hashioji, areas historically renowned as Hanamachi, Kagai, Torimori, Shintomicho, Fukagawa, Maruyamacho, Janajabashi, Nakano Shinbashi. Yoshiwara was the Tokyo courtesans district and is sometimes referred to as a Hanamachi. Hanamachi in Osaka, Kita Shinchi, Minami Shinchi, Shinmachi, Hanamachi and Kanazawa. Kanazawa's geisha districts were most active during 1820–30 and c. 1867–1954, just before Meiji Revolution, until prostitution was outlawed. Now called chayagai, the 3 survive and often feature public performances during peak tourist seasons. Higashi Chayagai, Eastern Tea House District. Nishi Chayagai, Western Tea House District. Kazumachi, the accountant's town.